Hello everybody, how is it going? Welcome to another video. So this is not a daily dose, nor is it a build of the week, but it's a special video because I am playing the Centurion 9A in the NCIX variant. And the best thing about the NCIX variant is that it's for free. So before we get into the two games that I prepared for you, I want you to get to the description and copy the gift code and then go to mwormerks.com and redeem that Centurion. Again, it's for free, you can redeem it for now. I don't know if the redemption code is available for a long period of time, but you better get it going and then you get a free medium mech. Problem is that you can't sell it, so it's not a free mech bay at all, but it has a seeable bonus and it is a Centurion, which is a decent mech, so you better get your mech and then get back to the video. You got it? Alright, so then let's dig into the first game. My first game is in an XL engine loadout, so I've got the AC-10 because it is very heavily quirked, and I've got 2 medium lasers, I've got 3 SRM2s because I want to make use of all the 3 missile slots. These are basically better than a single SRM6. They weigh the same, but they have a much shorter cooldown. So you can basically chain fire them and shake the cockpit of your enemy if you want. If not, then just group fire them and you have basically an SRM6. And the SRM2 spread is not that big as compared to an SRM6. So it's basically pretty good. The second game will be in a standard engine, it's a zombie-like build, but we are getting into the first game right now. And here we are in Canyon Network. We are playing Domination and we have another mech right in front of me. So I'm trying to get as fast as possible around that corner to just get some easy and early shots off to get a little advantage. And as you can see, the Centurion, it is running 89.1 kph. That is quite decent for a medium kind of brawling mech. The only problem the build has is of course the XL engine. So you really need to twist your torso or cockpit shake the enemy so that he can't target the weak points of your side torso. Unfortunately, that contradicts a bit to the weapon loadout. So you don't have that big alpha strike that you can unload and then wait for a long cooldown and meanwhile you twist your torso away. Instead, you're using your short cooldowns to deliver a constant stream of damage, and when the situation gets too hot, you are trying to twist your way out, such as I did here. So the basic concept about the build is that you try to stick to your team and act as an amplification. So you try to hide behind the big ones, and as soon as they choose to go in, you go with them and again try to amplify the damage. You try to unload everything you have just to shake cockpits and intimidate the enemy. But don't try it alone again. It's very risky with an XL engine in a Centurion. So in the first phase, it is better to stay back and use the range of your AC-10. You're delivering 10 damage at about 500 meters. That is very decent. So early poking with the AC-10 is basically a good idea. But make sure that you don't shoot at a very long range, so you want to preserve your ammunition. So it's not like with PPCs where you can just shoot at long range and deal at least 2 or 3 damage for only the cost of heat. I would recommend preserving 20 or 30 shells for the brawl. So again, make sure that you don't unload everything at the first phase of the game. Apart from that, you have a very decent brawling build with some mid-range capabilities. So all you need to do is to work around your XL engine. That's all you need to do. So try to stay alive and try to be significant and help where you are needed. The problem here is that the Dagger Kodiak got my center torso open, and now it's a bit tricky because I have to stay in second line and I really need to fight my opponents when they are not focusing me. So therefore I'm trying to peek very carefully and try to use cover as much as possible. That one over there, he is not aware of me and I just got 3 or 4 shots off and then went back to cover. So again, I'm going in, get my shots off, and then I'm getting back out again. So the Centurion in general is a very tanky mech, and I think it can sustain a brawl with an assault if you're playing it right and torso twist a lot. But for now I have to be very careful. I wanted to drop shot here, just shoot my weapons and then drop down, and I landed in front of 3 of the enemies. So I'm twisting around and I'm running here because I still have some back armor intact. And I really wanted to get out of that situation, and the fastest way to get out of there is just turning around and run. So backing up and running backwards wouldn't have been a good idea. because then I had to face the enemy with my front armor, and I would have been slower. So sometimes it's just better to turn around, present the enemy your weak side, and get the hell out of that situation. And it worked again. So I'm trying to peek a bit because I have the AC-10, my big weapon, mounted in the right arm. So this is a perfect build for NASCAR because usually you are taking left turns and you are presenting your right side towards the enemy. The problem that I'm having here is that my team is dying, so the enemy had cornered us and they surrounded us, and now I'm just trying to get that Zeus down. And I'm switching to chainfire here because I wanted to hit his weak spot in the center, and therefore I didn't need a big alpha strike but a constant stream of missiles to just find the spot to kill him. And yeah, as you can see, that cicada got the kill shot on me. But the game is over anyway. So Skybjorn got a supply cache and I think it was quite okay. So before we get into the next one, let's have a quick look at the end screen. I think I dealt about 600 damage, yeah, 595, got 1 killing blow, 3 assists and destroyed 4 component. Again, we lost here and it was a decent game, not the best of course, but I think you get a glimpse of what the build can do and what it's all about. So let's get back to the Mech lab, and there I show you how the standard engine variant of that one is built together. So the build is almost the same. It is only missing the SRMs and 2 heatsinks and of course the SRM ammo in favor for a standard engine. That makes the Mech very tanky, so you can basically lose your left arm, your left side torso, and you are still dangerous and you have your full damage potential. And if you are losing your right arm and the right torso as well, then you have still the 2 medium lasers. So this is a classic zombie build, but you are trading a bit of firepower for the survivability, so take that into account. So here we are back in Canyon Network, and this time we are playing Conquest. And the Centurion loadout is kind of a fire support loadout. You don't have the big weaponry, but you have your AC-10 and you have the decent range. So take care and try to deliver your damage over time instead of just going in and try to brawl the enemy down. So in this build you are relying on your team and your own positioning. Again, you don't have the firepower to overwhelm an enemy. Instead you're trying to get snapshots and try to amplify the damage to get kills when the team is going in. And meanwhile you're just playing the fire support role. So you try to find lone mechs and try to force them back to cover. Just use the range of the AC-10 to deliver some early damage, and again try to distract the enemy, try to shake their aim, and try to say, you are not targeting my friends. To the left I found a Timberwolf and he is focusing me right now. He has PPCs, which is scary, and he also has backup from that LRM Atlas over there. I don't know exactly what it was, but there are coming a lot of LRMs from the right side. I need to get back to cover so that he can't get line of sight to me and their teammates can't focus me. I know that there is an archer on the right side, and now I have to make sure that I can break line of sight very easily when needed. So therefore I'm just staying here and just shooting the Timberwolf, which is trying to avoid my shots. But fortunately he has no backup at all and he's just stumbling around, and finally he is forced to cover again and he's trying to get out of that situation. And this is all I wanted. I wanted to distract him, I wanted to keep him in that position so that my team on the right can push the enemy on the right side. If you can split up the team, then you are doing a good job as a fire support. So unfortunately I've got a Kodiak incoming, but I saw that he has only short range, or mainly short range weapons. So I thought that it could be a good idea to just focus him a bit more. Therefore I'm just going back in and try to get some shots just to soften up his armor. So take that into account when you're facing an assault mech. If you can get free shots on him, just take them. That is so valuable, just to rip off the armor of an assault mech. Later on in the brawl that will be super valuable. Now the problem that I'm having here is that I am pretty much on the front line regarding to the enemies to the left. I was trying to check if the Kodiak is still there, but then I found that the whole enemy team is closing in on me, and therefore I just popped the defensive UAV and ran. So the defensive UAV, I use that very often just to distract the enemy. So they have basically 2 options now. They can shoot the UAV and stop following me, or they follow me and we get a lot of intel out of that UAV. And apparently they didn't give a shit about the UAV, which is great. Now my team is knowing that the whole enemy team is closing in on Charlie 4 and can react accordingly. I got a casual kill on that Griffin, which I gladly take, and what I'm trying to do now is I try to get behind the enemy while my team is trying to close in on them directly, or at least I thought that they would. So I'm taking the long run here. I want to hug that left rock here so that I can just get some cover and get back when needed. So fortunately I found the Huntsman, which was lagged, so that is very easy prey for me. He turned in and one shot to the center will just take him down. Now again I had two options. I could have run around the rock and tried to shoot the enemy from that side, but instead I went to my awesome here because I wanted a good shot from the front to that Timberwolf. I was a bit scared that I would face the whole enemy team when going around that rock, but fortunately we got a lot of backup and a lot of firepower, and the second side torso brought the Timberwolf down. Now the problem is that I have a Locust and a Shadowcat on my ass now, and that Locust is really annoying and this is very tough to hit with a ballistic weapon. So mainly I'm trying to fire my medium laser at his feet, but the Shadowcat is the scarier target and I see that he is stripped on the legs, and therefore I'm just trying to get an easy kill on the legs. I got backup from my team, but still I have that Locust on my ass. Now that we have a little bit of domination established here, that Locust is driven off, and I was very happy about that. Now what I'm not happy about is that we are pretty much losing on caps. The enemy has 4 caps now, and I really can't decide if I should fight more or cap. So therefore I'm just going to Theta, so to get in when I'm needed. So if I would have gotten a call for help, then I could have gone in. But again, I felt like capping. Capping was the right call here, and I think my team could handle it pretty well. So the rest of the game mainly consists of running around the map and capping some points, but there is still another scene that I want to show you. So this is the last enemy apart from the Locust that is still running around, and I'm out of AC-10 ammo. I only have the 2 medium lasers and therefore I need to get close somehow. As you can see, my center torso is heavily damaged, but I'm running a zombie build as I told you before, so therefore I have to twist my torso very aggressively and it should be fine. But that Blackjack pilot is playing very smart. He basically fires his PPCs in chainfire mode. So when I get hit by one PPC, I can't anticipate if he just fired 2 or 1. And then he had some PPC fire left for me when I twisted in again. That was very smart of him, so kudos to you over there. But unfortunately we lose the game through the caps. It was very close, but yeah, you can't always win. These were basically 2 games that I lost, but anyway, it was the Centurion A. It is a decent mech, you should try it. I mean, you can get it for free, so if you haven't already, then get to the description now, get your redeem code and get yourself that Centurion. Alright everybody, let's see the end screen and then that's it for today. Alright, 478 damage, 3 kills, 5 assists and 5 components destroyed. Yeah everybody, I hope you liked the video and I hope you learned something new, and if you did, as always, don't forget to leave a rating or subscribe to the channel if you want more of this, and if you want to support the channel, as always, it is much appreciated if you go over to my Patreon page and become a patron. Every coin helps and I would really love to see you on the battlefield everybody. Goodbye.